All right, good day, Royals, and welcome back to the stream. As I was going over my charts, doing my own personal analysis, I wanted to take a recording of what I was doing just to showcase that once we have an understanding of the method and system, or at least we understand the cycles of the market, we can essentially go and evaluate why we would have either been successful with an investment or why we would have had any failure points with our investments. Now, I would have recently made a short video showcasing what I was thinking or at least expecting the market to do from last week. And that is where we can see this M structure here on the bigger picture. This was what I was estimating to happen when the market was after the market I should say made these three levels, these three counts. I was expecting a potential reversal to go down. As you can see, this was where I was estimating for the market to go, around this area. I would have been able to place a sell stop for 50 pips, which executed on the lower time frame. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame, and this was executed on Friday into Monday. All right, so you can see the time frames down to the bottom here. So as I was expecting to go bearish, but because it was Thursday into Friday, I did not want to hold for 100 pips, which was where I initially set the target for. All right, I was just simply going from one quarterly point to the next quarterly point. But based on the structure of the market, I was not confident that it was going to drop a full 100 pips to actually carry out a third bearish cycle. Now, just to showcase something to you, let me go back to the 4 hour time frame. Let's look at this. What I was initially expecting was a third level of drop somewhere around here. I was expecting a third level of drop. But as we can see, that did not happen. All right. Sometimes we can notice that the market may actually, let's get this here. Sometimes the market may actually do so one level of rise, two level of rise, and the third level of rise. They can pull back almost to the entirety of where they started the move from and then reverse, but that did not happen in this case. All right, we can clearly see that they continued the market trend. All right. And the point I want to get at is to why did they continue this move? All right. So, seeing as I was expecting a bearish cycle to continue, completing, let's draw this here. Let me just shift this here. So, I was expecting a completion of a mini bearish cycle. This was what I was expecting before they potentially went bullish here. This did not happen, as you can clearly see. The market makers drove the market upwards continually. All right. So, bearing that in mind, let's just delete this and let's just delete this. Seeing as they did not carry out that bearish move, I just went from, as you can see here at the side, I went from 1.33 thousand to 1.32,500, right? That was the take profit for on Friday, and it executed from Friday into Monday. All right. So this, even though was a successful investment in terms of me coming out with a profit margin, even if it is this turned out to be a loss, it would have still been a good and valuable lesson, because at this stage, what I realized was that what they did was simply created a reset structure, as you can see here. All right. So let's just delete this. Let's delete this. Let's delete this. And let's delete this. So where I was looking out for a reset, not a reset structure, where I was looking out for a M structure, a M formation to continue the mini bearish cycle to the downside, all right, in this area here. I was also expecting a potential range before they actually went bullish. This was my original direction to go. and I was trying to capitalize on this particular investment to go short. That bearish cycle did not play out. So now we can see that this was just simply a reset structure. All right, so this was what I was looking out for. So let me just shift this across to on this side. Right, so this is essentially their reset structure, right, where they would have created another W formation, right, and they would have continued the move to the upside. All right, so now as we can clearly see that this is what is taking place, let me just remove this and remove these lines. This was of course what I was expecting, right? All right, let's undo this one. Let's just delete. Oh, come on. Right, let's delete that. So now, what are we seeing here? We can clearly see the first pull off, right? That's level 1, and we have level 2, and then we have level 3 with a pullback, right? So this is one small or mini bullish cycle, right? So what is happening now? We can see this is on the 4-hour time frame, of course, guys. So this is level 1, and this is level 2. And as we already know, after a second level has been completed, they may give a deep retracement. So, of course, we can expect or look out for some bullish continuation to the upside. All right. So, this is the first level here. Let's can consider this the first level here. One level of rise. This is second level of rise. And to see it better, we can either go to the higher time frame or to the lower time frame. But just for the sake of this illustration, we will stay on the 4-hour time frame. And we can see that after this second level here, there is a deep retracement. So we can look out to see if at some point in time, maybe within the night or tomorrow being Thursday, one of our best investing days, we can see them continuing this cycle here. And hopefully they can play out for this bullish cycle right here. So let's change this to our cycle. So this is potentially what it is we can look out for with regards to GBP USD. And this is just the template playing out right before our very eyes. All right. The method and system will allow us to see where we would have gone wrong, or if we would have missed a count, missed a level, or in my case, where I was expecting a larger formation M structure on the higher time frame, we can see that this was just a simple reset structure, and then they are continuing that structure. So now that we have that in mind, where can we be heading? Of course, we can be looking out for potentially another cycle, right? So we can say that potentially, where can we be heading? We can be heading, as we have learned, an ADR times 3. So we have at least roughly 300 pips here. So let's look out for about 300 pips here. Look at that. We are roughly around 308 pips. They're about to continue and complete the cycle. And then we can potentially look out for maybe another 300 pips or more thereabouts with regards to how this cycle is playing out. All right. Let's go to the daily time frame. Let's reset the chart. And as you can see here, you can see the formations here. This is just a small picture of the larger picture. All right, so we can see both macro and micro scales here. All right, this is where we are currently, but look at what has played out from before. You see, when you zoom out, you get to see the larger picture. And of course, we always want to focus on the larger picture. We are not here to place investments every single day. All right, we may get 2 investments or 3 great investments per month potentially. All right, once it is the market is set up and it's in the correct phase, we are in the correct direction, we will get 2 to 3 very good investments potentially a month, and that is vital. All right, once we can secure 2 to 3 vital trades or investments each and every single month, not being dependent on it, because the markets will always adjust themselves. That is something good. That is something to work for. That is something to become disciplined for. And that's a lovely thing about the system. The system allows us to understand where we are going off or going wrong and how we can work towards improving it. And by doing this over time, as you can see, this was as far back as 2022. Let's go right here. So here is as far back as September 2022, but look at where we are at in September 2024. All right. So once we have a general narrative for the cycles of the market and we are just anticipating where they can potentially create their pivots, their structures, and then they are creating their first level of rise, it's not a problem if we miss one level of rise or we miss an investment for 2 to 3 weeks. That is not a problem. We can understand once they are setting up, we can catch the second level of rise and or the third level of rise. All right, and we can capitalize on those investments that way. And remember, guys, this is just one pair. All right, as I typically say, we have multiple peers that we can look at, but I would always advise, as a new investor, a new aspiring investor, don't do what I did in the past where I was just looking at like about 10 different peers just to look for an investment. Stick with 2 to 3 to 4 maybe peers and just get an understanding for what the peers are doing. And over time, once you start to understand the way the cycles are being played out and the reset structures and all of these things, as you're combining everything from the higher time frame, you can go straight from the 12-month time frame. As you can see, it's bullish at the bottom, and you can come all the way down to as low as the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute time frame, of course, is just for day trades, right? Day investments or intraday setups, so that we can potentially get 2 to 3 levels of rise on the 1 hour time frame or the 4 hour time frame. It's as simple as that. All right, we are just getting the narrative from the higher time frame, and that's a lovely, lovely feature, guys. So I just wanted to come on to take a moment to showcase where I know that I can improve on, because I was showcased something over the last uh, few days to the last few weeks, and I was trying to understand, well, why they did not create a third level of drop. It's just simply because they created a reset structure to continue the bullish cycle. All right, and this is just a pullback or stop hunts. And of course, they are going to create their structure somewhere around either here, or they can create a structure here, anywhere. But ideally, I'm going to be looking out for more bullish movement on this particular pair. All right, and it's as simple as that. All right, so I hope this video was insightful, and of course, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.